What up, gang, fam? This is your boy DiazMackie, host of the After Party with DiazMackie and Friends, here at the VIP section comedy show at the Backyard in Henderson, 117 South Water Street, Henderson, Nevada, 89015. With my co-producer, Mikey VIP. Swing by the backyard, mention the VIP section, ask for a $3 bad decision shot. It'll change your life. Tonight we had a fantastic show. We had comics Reese Merritt drop in, Sean Fitzsimmons. We had a new Jack, TJ Harvey. We had our feature, Miss Kay Banks, return. She was a new Jack at one point in time, and she came through as a feature tonight and did her thing. We had a comic from Tacoma, Washington, Josh Firestein. And in the building, we had our headliner out of Phoenix by way of Dayton, Ohio. We had Mr. By way of Chicago, Mr. Lamar Mitchell Jr. And we got two of my boys, guests of the VIP section, in the building, Dustin and Chris, as well as Tom Baum, ladies and gentlemen, the creator of the Psychedelic Comedy Show, ladies and gentlemen. Just came back from the South by Southwest.
I did that. Sorry, I didn't mean to crash the podcast.
I've heard so much
you
about
good?
this show, dude. I'm so excited that's you.
Oh, it's me. In the fucking flesh,
That's
right?
so cool.
How dope.
It's a fun show.
With a backpack full of psychedelics. Raphael, son. What?
Ninja Turtle
Wow.
Fucking.
Cowabunga, dude.
That's what I'm saying, right?
And hold on, though.
Tubular.
And Tom Baum is from the Bay Area. And this motherfucker walked in with some troops. I ain't seen troops in the 80s.
You ain't.
Wait, we're from the Bay.
Todd Wands?
I'm from Concord, bro.
Oh, shit.
Hi.
Right up the way.
What
Holla.
up? Neighbor.
Yeah.
Holla.
I always get jokes about my drugs. That's cool that you do, too.
Oh, yeah. I got jokes. I made a fucking show about it.
Yeah. He put himself on. One thing about Tom Baum is he came out and he didn't wait for the comedy clubs to let him in. He created some shit for himself and is quite successful. Touring the country.
That's right.
Doing his thing. And a new father.
You goddamn right. Where opportunity does not exist, create opportunity.
You got
Yeah.
Cheers that.
You just spoke to my heart.
Tom that been out to Phoenix. I done this show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then he gave me my first acid, which I still have to this day.
You didn't do it?
I told you I was scared of that.
I did acid once on New Year's
Scared.
Eve. I was with Stephen Briggs. I'm
Okay.
trying snitching. And he kept offering it to me, and I was like, no, I don't fuck with that. You know what I mean? I was trying to look for something else. And it was getting ready to be midnight, and I'm like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I'll take it. And he gave me the sheet, and I just took it. And the look on his face, he was like, oh my God. He was like, what I need you to do is not freak out. You just took an incredible amount of acid at one time. You know, do like 12 sheets or 12 hits or whatever.
Like
whatever.
a Cheech and Chong movie.
Dude, we
ate the most acid I've ever seen, man.
we end up hanging out with Floyd Mayweather, Javon Curse. We went over to the owner of LA Comedy Club's house where we were like undefeated in beer pong. Like ended up at this bar.
This nigga was high.
Ended up at this bar.
He's like,
Woke up and they were just was watching.
No. Like went over to this bar where a comic Jerry Flores
never lost.
happened to be bartending at, where I finally like fell asleep on the pool table. Like I just laid on the pool table and went to sleep. Woke up, didn't have
He was
my phone.
actually the 8-ball.
All right, Black. Woke up, didn't have my phone.
I'm at the code on that cake.
Somebody returned my phone, and we were just going through pictures like the fucking hangover. Like, oh my God, we did all that shit. Like, we didn't remember.
Oh, wow.
Hanging out with Javon Curse over at Sapphire's. Like, remember meeting Floyd and me talking shit to him. But didn't remember sitting at the table with him and like, it was fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
But Tom, you just got in from South by Southwest. How was it?
It was dope, dude. It was the venue I performed. They said they had like a week long, it's like 10 days, I think South by Southwest is, and So mine was on the last day that they had it, and they said that my show had the highest attendance, like the best.
Well, that's dope.
Wow.
Yeah, there were motherfuckers just rolling.
Is it?
Rolls. You didn't even have to buy them.
No.
Like, what? You like 4 different strains. Like which
Because
one do you
Texas
want?
don't have such strict laws on that shit. Is that kind of like a?
They do, but my show's always been very underground, so it doesn't matter about laws and fucking. I hope no legislators hear this podcast. It's always been underground, so especially doing it in Texas, it's very. I don't give a fuck. It's extra. I don't give a fucking Texas.
Because I see some of the videos, and I saw your crowd was fucking dope. Like, I saw it was fucking huge. The video you showed.
It was packed.
I was like, damn.
Yeah.
They don't have legal weed, though.
It was in Austin. That's where South by
the
Southwest.
Texas part. No, I did El Paso. I did Odessa. I did Dallas. I did Austin.
Yeah, you did a nice run.
I did.
Legal crossing.
I did.
Well, El Paso, but
Corpus Christi. So I got to pay my respects to Little Miss Bitty Bitty Bamba herself, Salina Quintanilla.
okay.
I've always been a huge fan of Selena, like my whole life. Every time I've been to Texas, I never made it to Corpus. So this time I made it. Saw the statue.
Beautiful.
I had a candle. A Salinas candle. I bought 4 of them from my homegirl who makes candles, right? She's got like whoever you want on the front of the candle, right? I bought Bob Ross, Willie Nelson, Lil Wayne, and Salina. It's a pretty good fucking lineup, right? The Mount Rushmore right there.
Tom, how long have you been doing comedy?
7.5 years. What?
Where's M?
Who the fuck is this guy? Is he on the podcast? He's got green toenails and he's asking about M&Ms.
That's probably
Fuck
why.
me, bro.
But you said you've been doing it 7.5 years?
7.5 years.
Well,
Doing
who
the
you-
show 4 in May next month.
Okay, because I remember I did one of the first ones. You have been doing it a while. By the time I had done it,
Just fucking around by
and had an amazing time. You were doing it in this amazing venue, which was fucking dope. I came up with some good jokes that I still tell out of that show.
Oh, you did the Psych Fest, huh?
Yeah. The Psych Fest.
The first time I made a festival, it was a 2-day thing.
Yeah, I came in.
That shit was fucking.
You let me do a drop in,
off the chain,
and that shit was
dude.
insane. I picked up so many fans that are still like legit fans to this day, and they remind me
Yeah.
of jokes that I told during that. I was like, damn, I gotta remember that. You know.
That's dope.
What up?
Stephen Bonner came through to that show.
Rest in peace. Yep. Yeah, he sure did. You had a lot of dope comics.
Stephen Bonner did my show a bunch of times. Steve Briggs actually has done my show more than any other. He's headlined my show more than anybody else.
Yeah, because I think you had Stephen Briggs, Chris Shaw, pop through. You had Stephen Bonner. You had
Mad motherfuckers.
Now you started out in the Bay, right? Who were your comedic influences?
Sacramento, Carlin, Chappelle. Carlin's like. I used to watch, actually, this isn't the best one to name drop anymore, but I was born in 97, but I watched this shit when I was
You were
like
born in 97?
No, sorry, 87. I probably watched it around 97 because I was like 10 years old. Bill Cosby himself is a funny-ass special. And I remember him watching that shit talking about like how it's okay to eat cake for breakfast because it's got eggs and it's got milk and it's got all this shit.
Yeah, that was one of his best famous bits.
Yeah, I wasn't even thought of when he dropped his first special talking about the Spanish Fly. Yeah. But everybody else was, everybody else who should have known, but didn't they fucking heard those specials.
Something they did,
bro. Yeah,
it was
he talks about on an episode of Larry King Live, like Larry King, like so fucking openly. You know what I mean? That's
It's like the girl who was in the show earlier who said she did some perk. You know what I mean? It's just the norm. It's the same shit. You know
it's just like
somebody took her bitch home.
But
the only thing that was surprising about the Bill Cosby shit
comedian?
was the fact that he still had Quaaludes in 2000. You know what I mean? It was like them bitches
That
ran
is
out.
pretty incredible.
In the late 80s.
South Africa. He was in Spain and then he flew to South Africa to get the Quaaludes.
Now, the Psychedelic Show, you said you've been doing that 4 years and it's taken off. How many states have you performed that in?
It's a wonderful question. I wish I had an answer for you.
Because I never Dakota,
keep
Arizona, California, Texas.
Yeah, at least I'm close to a third of the country. I would say New York. Let's see here. Okay, I did a run from from San Diego to Seattle one time.
Okay. And you're the producer and the booker of all these.
And the host and the venue scout and
like you don't have anybody else
problem
working.
solver and the motherfucking every goddamn thing.
Gotta wear it all.
And the
So
beer
all you
runner.
comedians out there listening
Only
that don't
person-
produce, be grateful you get to show up to the fucking venue and just do your fucking set.
Right? Oh my God!
You
I
know
would
shit about
I'd
dick
much
being
rather.
funny. You gotta worry about paying nobody. I pay people on acid after they get off stage. Like, you know how fucking professional that is?
I gotta wait for a Venmo. You still give me my money right there?
Yeah, if nobody shows up though, you get paid in acid. So just depends. Still not a bad deal though.
I was gonna say, this is good. And
Oh,
this is good.
It's
either
better
way.
than good. Yeah.
Yeah, every time I've done a show, I'm like, give me the shrooms.
Then he
Yeah.
gave me the shrooms.
Bro, I
I
remember.
got acid at first, and then he gave me the shrooms.
I was sitting there, and I'm like, they ain't hit yet. And I was looking at the
Keep
wall,
that,
and
keep
I'm
that
like,
tab though. You gonna need it one
I
day.
seen like the little spots dancing. I was like, oh, I'm lit.
Expired. Don't ever expire.
my
I
acid
just went
doesn't
to a
expire.
luminarium.
Keep it out of the sun, you'll be good.
You know the crazy shit I was
It's
wanting to
space
bring
themed
here
3D
to the-
projection
to go on
room.
Fremont
I
Street.
sat on the floor. I'm barking at all my
Well, I
friends.
got
I'm
one.
like,
You wanna buy
sit
one?
on the floor. It's different.
I think one of the best movies to watch on shrooms is Doctor Strange, Inception, and Alice in Wonderland, the first one.
Damn,
Like all the
dude,
flowers
that's
and Johnny
intense.
Depp.
I
'Cause
can't
the
keep a
flowers and all that.
storyline to save my life. So like, those are really intense storylines.
How you gonna call the one with Johnny Depp the first one?
Look, because Johnny Depp did a few Alice in Wonderlands. That's why I said the first one, and then had the reference to the Johnny Depp ones instead of the original.
Okay.
Alice in Wonderland.
Actually, it wasn't even Alice in Wonderland. It was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So
Charlie and Chocolate Factory is a good one, but I'm talking about Alice in Wonderland, like the flowers blooming when she's going through the forest with the Cheshire Cat.
Oh, that's
comes
what
out.
it
It's
was.
fucking trippy as
All right.
fuck, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that on Shrooms when it came out in theaters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In
That's-
3D. My man's in
We
there.
got Mr. Pat Boyle just
Oh
walked in.
shit!
Hey, yeah.
Been on the podcast before.
Yeah, I'm beating it.
Well, thank you, Tom, for dropping in.
Dude, thanks for having me. I came in here because I figured I could get a bump of cocaine, but it's been 15 minutes and now my cocaine's here. So solid as a rock.
We got Mr. Lamar Mitchell out
I'm
of
mad.
Phoenix,
Talk to this
Arizona,
motherfucker.
by way of
He's-
Chicago.
I came in and broke down, busted open your podcast.
He had
My
me.
bad, dude.
I met you during Super Bowl
here we
week
Yeah.
over at Stir Crazy. I was doing the guest set with Greg Wilson,
Yes, sir.
and you was the host. And you was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
And you came to me afterwards and was like, "Hey, I gotta book you." And
Lamar-
you booked me, and
Lamar
then I
Mitchell
fucked it up
JK.
last week. I was supposed to be with you.
He had 2 shows with me last week. Not 1, but 2.
And it was crazy because I had to stay here. I was like, fuck the money. I gotta stay here. I was like, I'm going through shit. I was like, I gotta stay here.
It was cool.
And so we gotta rebook that because I gotta get down there.
Yeah.
The chick that I fucked the last time I was out there, she was disappointed too.
She was just and
And that's the last time I had sex.
You say light skin?
yeah.
Was when I was there. Yeah, I'm going through a drought, my
You need
nigga.
some? You need some? I got you.
That shit funny.
How long have you been doing comedy?
Shit, almost 9 years.
I'm open
9
to
years?
landscape.
Did you start in Phoenix or did you start in Chicago?
I started
2 days ago.
You started in Phoenix? Because I know a lot of Phoenix comics. I used to roll through there back in the day. Like, I knew Jill when she was Jill Bryan when she didn't want to go by Kimmel. She wasn't trying to be recognized for that. Matt Broom, Boomer
Keith
Nichols.
Kimmel.
Back then, there was this dude named Benny Vidoff. He was running the weed game part of the comedy out there. Howard Hughes used to book a lot of shows. He used to stand up Scottsdale. And then, because that's the first club I started regularly doing. And then I had to quit that when they started booking me up to comic strip because they had a beef. If you was doing one club, you couldn't do the other one.
Yeah.
And they was headlining me over there. I'm like, oh, you featuring me? Like, I'm a headliner.
The comedy.
So,
with Sean.
coming up through that, and then now you got Jason Santiago's out there doing his thing.
Shout out to Jay.
You got Bobby Johnson out there producing a lot of shows and
Shout
stuff
out
like
to
that.
homie Jason Santiago.
Yeah.
Josh
He
Harris.
was our headliner last week, Jason Santiago. So we had 2 features.
I know.
Back to back.
I was in Texas, or I'd have been
He
here.
stopped by my show yesterday.
Yeah. Who's your comedic influence?
You know, like early on, like when I first started doing comedy, I like Lenny Bruce because he started that shit. He was like one of the most edgy, like motherfucking shit. Like one of my things, is there any niggers in the room?
Yeah.
That shit is fucking funny because he just ran through that shit. And if you can just respect it as an art.
Yeah, Lenny Bruce is a beast.
Look at it. Yeah.
He don't get recognized
Yeah.
enough, I think.
That's true.
Then Red Fox. I love Red Fox.
You met Red Fox,
He's
too?
there.
Who they say his ghost is out here?
Huh?
They say he haunts his old house out here.
Oh, that'll be dope.
Really?
In Vegas?
Yeah.
You ever
Yeah.
met Red Fox?
Huh?
You ever experienced with him?
No, he said, let me do the interview. Sit back.
I mean, I never met him. The motherfucker probably was there before when I started doing some shit. But he's one of my influences. He was like one of the pioneers on the black side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was the first Richard Pryor.
Exactly, like getting into. I mean, you had him, you had Richard, but I mean, before
Who was,
that,
who was
you
the
had,
old black lady, Miss Mabel or something like that?
Oh, Mom's
Mabel.
Yeah, I mean, so you had them people on the scene. So I kind of look at them too, but like just listen, new age. I listen to a lot of Robin Williams.
Yeah, I was going to say you hadn't named the Chicago comic yet.
Yeah,
I was sitting there
I
listening.
listen to Robin Williams. Dion Cole is one of my favorites right now.
Dion Cole.
That's me. I got such a funny ass Dion Cole story.
Yeah.
You somebody thought you were him?
So
Nailed it! Fucking nailed it!
Me and Dion-
So
me and Dion are doing a show together
Lisp out,
over
bro.
at John Lovitz used to have a comedy club inside Universal Studios.
He used to have his own set before he stole Michael Keaton's.
And so me and Dion Cole are on the same show, and first time us meeting, and I was like, you have no idea how many people confuse you for me. And he goes, nigga, people think I'm you. And I'm like, it's a way better comment for them to think I'm me, for you, than for people to think I'm you. And he was like happy finding me. And we end up kicking it for way too long that they had locked our cars in the parking structure. And they was only taking cash. And he was like, nigga, can you help me out and get my car? And we went to dinner at, he was like, I'll take you to dinner at the fucking famous diner that everybody go to over in West Hollywood, Dion's or whatever. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, nigga, I'm like, all right, I got you. I pay for, to get my the girl done with her car out. She come out with a little Toyota Camry. This nigga had a cocaine white Peter Butter seat drop top Bentley.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, you taking me to Norm's. That's where we went. We went to Norm's. I was like, hell yeah, you paying for this shit, nigga. But yeah, Dion Cole, one of the coolest niggas ever. But a lot of Chicago comics are. Tony Baker.
Yeah, Tony Baker.
Yeah, there's a lot
There's
of
a lot of people on the scene. Chris Red.
Red, yeah.
T. Murph. Just Niche.
You did?
It's a lot of hot up and coming joints. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then I'm mad because I'm forget my boy name. I stay with that nigga when I go to Chicago. I know you're gonna be mad at me. He's like the king of Chicago right now. Comedy. Mike Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Sam. That's my nigga right there.
Yes.
He took me to Buck Wild Hunters.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is real shit over here. He was over to Buck Wild. But man,
How did you get to Chicago?
I used to go to Chicago once a year because I'm from Michigan. So I would go back home and do a show, and I would always try to arrange a run.
Yeah.
Like I used to do Edison Park.
Yeah.
I was the first comic to perform in the Edison Park Theater when they built it.
You ever do House of Comedy in Detroit?
I have not done House of Comedy. I've done. I did Jokes and Notes in the Chicago Laugh Factory.
Shoot, that's Mariella Lindsay right there. Put
Yeah.
some respect on that club.
Yeah.
First and only black lady on a comedy club ever.
Yeah, shout out to Mariella.
That's my manager, by the way.
Oh, word?
Hell yeah.
I gotta get her on my shit. Crazy road story, because you can travel.
Crazy road stories. I think crazy road stories to me is like when I first started doing comedy. You know, I was doing like Comedy Store a lot. You know what I mean? And, you know, like I wasn't big on studying comics. Who was this person? Who was that person? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know. So then later on, now that I sit back, like I was recently looking at some old like flyers, and I'm like on fucking shows with motherfuckers with Netflix specials and shit.
Right.
And I'm like, oh nigga, what the fuck? Didn't even know who that was. You know what I mean? So yeah, just I think those are that's crazy role stories to me.
Like I miss living on LA. I miss doing shows with the big dogs.
Yeah. And you know, in some cases and scenarios, you're pretty blessed if you hitting the certain or you
I was doing on the
a good
regular.
producer. Shouts out to Tammy DeLorean, I think.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But she was into all kinds of stuff. Like, I remember she was booking the Viper Room. She's like, come do the Viper Room. I'm like, that nigga, motherfucking River Phoenix does.
Right. Hey, that was the first thing I
That's the
thought.
only reason I wanted to do the room.
That was the first time I thought when I did that. And then,
not because Johnny Depp owned it?
and
No.
then because the parlor.
I ain't even know
Did you
he
do the
owned
parlor?
it. He owned it
Yeah,
then. Didn't
that
he?
was like a 90s hotspot.
The parlor, I didn't do the parlor. But I remember the shows at the parlor too.
I did it one year. It was on my birthday that I did it. I used to do the regular, but the year of my birthday I did it. Nas was in the audience.
Yeah.
And he came up to me like as soon as I came down stage, and he's like, "Nigga, you funny." And I was like, you know what I mean? Like kind of one like, thank you. Like I didn't even take a picture with, but you don't take pictures with a lot of niggas in Hollywood like that. You know what I mean? Like you try not to be that dude.
I did a show at did Chocolate Sunday show, and just seeing the celebrities that be up.
You ain't have to wait 7.5 years, bro.
Yeah, I did Chocolate Sundays a couple times. First time I did it, I destroyed that bitch, and I was nervous in the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because I had become like I started out, when I started out, they was calling me the urban comic. But as I started going, like, I was like, I'm not the urban comic, I'm a comic that's black. You know what I mean? Like,
Thanks.
but I was doing, but my shows was labeled urban and all that, and it still would be considered because it's hip-hop music and all that, but my material is not. Like, I crush mainstream, and I'd be nervous in the motherfucking all-black crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, I ain't hood, I ain't got that look, I be making sure my shoes clean.
I prefer performing black folks.
I do kind of now
I
the
did that
challenge
fucking
me.
black room at midnight in
The
Phoenix.
midnight shit I used to
Fuck
have.
yeah, dude.
I have to go in there with a
show.
different confidence because I was doing
I'll let you borrow some.
tripping on Tuesday one night, and Red Grant was hosting it.
Oh, okay.
And Red had already fucked up my name. He was like, "This is my boy." Da 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 da. Yeah, fucked up my
My
name.
boy, it fucked up my name. What the hell?
And so I went up already and I corrected him.
Like
as soon as I got off
correct them,
stage.
bro, just do good and then say your name at the end.
Which is I learned that from that experience too. And I had been doing comedy this time like over 10. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm telling these jokes and I'm getting pocket laughter. And I'm just like, the fuck? And I just stopped during the middle of my set. And was like, what y'all want me to do? Tell some fucking roach jokes? And just bomb laughter. Like
What?
And I was like, all right, I got y'all. And I was like, y'all ever been to somebody's house that have roaches and they know they got roaches? So when you come over, you don't want to kill the roach in front of them because you don't want to offend them? And the crowd just lit up again, like, ah! And I just stood there holding the mic and just staring at them. And I let the laughter die down. And I said, I hate you all for reducing me to that fucking joke.
For real. I thought I was laughing.
And, like, it was one of those sets, honestly, I wanted to fucking leave out the comedy store, and it's on a Tuesday. You got fucking Kill Tony and the Rose Valley. Like, I wanted to fucking walk out and just be like, But I hit the patio, and these two bad bitches was like, oh, you that dude, nigga, you funny than a motherfucker, you crazy. And the dark-skinned girl from Moesha, can't think of her name, Shart Jackson?
Yeah.
Shart Jackson came over to me, and she was like, nigga, you funny? And she just grabbed me by the back of my head and just started making out with me.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, shit. And we went in the green room, and you know, go too far.
What's that?
She might not remember. But yeah, had a good
She
time.
might not remember.
Yeah, you know, she had a little stand afterwards and went through all that. It was like,
Did you hit it?
right, it was fun.
I will say this is the rest of my weed from.
But I was like, oh, shit. And I was like,
Roach joke got
I was
you
like,
some-
nigga, even when I bomb, I don't bomb. You know? That was what made me stay around, but shit. Shout out the shows you do out in Phoenix.
You got a pocket.
I do a weekly open
white
mic
girl,
at Stir Crazy Comedy Club.
Ow.
And that shit pretty dope. Little
You say you do a weekly show over at Stir Club. And what's it called?
It's just the open mic. It's called the open mic. That shit.
And that's over in
that
Westgate
shit
Theater.
sells out. Yeah, at Westgate.
You still not open mics?
Yeah, that bitch be sold out.
Shit, that's what's up.
Every week.
And that's a good open mic because comics actually get a chance to perform in front of an audience instead of just comics
Yeah.
with your shit.
So then I got a show called Trash and Treasure, which is like a comedy style type debate, like once a month at House of Comedy.
Brunson Jones used to do a show like that out in L.A. Over at the Improv.
Oh, nice.
Where you do a comedy show, it's like very political, and then you have like a panel.
Yeah.
Like I did it with Jay Okerson and oh God, what's that girl's name? I hate that I'm disrespecting her by forgetting it, but very progressive Bay Area comic. God, it'll come to me after the podcast. But what's your social media?
My social media is at Lamar Mitchell Jr. _ on Instagram, and then of course you can just find me Lamar Mitchell Jr. on Facebook.
Thank you for coming out. And then we have Miss Kay Banks.
Hi.
A return to the VIP section.
A return.
As well as the After Party podcast.
Listen, I'm having a good time. I love it.
Featured tonight instead of just being...
Featured.
Our first ever, or the quickest ever, jump from a new jack to a feature spot.
No shit?
Yeah, you're the only one that has. You're the first one.
Kudos to me, bro.
Yeah, there's just one
that's
new
cool.
jack
I
spot
had no idea.
and then the feature.
Huh. Wow. Thanks. Yeah, within a month.
Oh,
That's really cool. Huh, I had no idea.
How'd it feel?
Well, now phenomenal. I had no idea. No, I'm just kidding. No, honestly, tonight my biggest goal was to like really work on my timing and to actually like close my mouth at the end of sentences. You know what I mean? And I feel like I fucking hit it exactly how I wanted to. So that was.
Because
really
how long have you been doing it again now?
3 months on a good hour.
3 months. You see that?
Yeah. Perk-tears, I like it. Yeah, no, my promise to myself was that if I was gonna give it an honest go, I'm gonna rip the hardest band-aids right away, because if this is my point in my career where I truly get to suck, I'd rather suck at the good habits than the bad habits.
Was this your first page show?
Third.
Third. All right.
Yeah.
I got my first page show at 3 months.
Oh, hey.
Huh? Michael Collier paid me. That's what made me a professional. Yeah, Michael Collier called me. Yeah, called me at Jeans. And I was like, oh shit! I was at the D Casino, which is now. Back then it was called.
Fitzgerald's.
It was called Fitzgerald's, but it was black owned.
Yeah, it was my faves.
Yeah.
With the gold coins. Hell yeah.
I had the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is I was just talking about mermaids.
Fitzgerald's,
Do you guys remember
a
mermaids?
dude from Detroit. That's why when they changed it over, they called it the D, and a dude from Detroit bought that. Who also owns the Circle, but a white dude.
The D right now?
Yeah, it's owned by a dude from Detroit.
A black dude?
No, it's a white dude now, but he bought it from the black dude. I had the biggest bomb I've ever had my entire career there.
And that's right there on, what's the name?
Is that in the Fremont Experience? Yeah.
Yeah.
You said what now?
No, I forgot. Do you guys remember Mermaids? The other casino is the little yellow one that's like stands in the way of a.
See, I got here in 2000. I want to say 4. Yeah, I got here in 2004 because I got here right after the Pistons won the championship.
Okay, yeah. So you had a couple years with Mermaids.
And I didn't start doing comedy until 2006.
No, I'm just saying the casino in general. So that was my first deep fried Twinkie, Oreo.
I remember
Oreo,
seeing deep fried Twinkies, but I don't remember.
Oh, there were
recalling
$2 Chucks in the way back, like with the creep ass like.
And I've never had
sandwich parlor. I know, and like my aunt lived out in Vegas like 15 years prior than I did, and so she was the one who like was a major influence to get me out here. And then so finally, like it took all of San Francisco burning down in my reality in order for me to move out to Vegas. And then I was like, you know what, fuck it.
I've been
Let's
here
have some
20
fun.
years, damn near, and so many casinos that I've never even walked into.
It's insane.
I'm not a casino person. I like.
Right.
Because I grew up in church, like, gambling was sin, and then my dad's Muslim, like, gambling's a sin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when I tried gambling, don't win, not good at it.
Right.
It's like, God's not gonna let me just get it that way.
Dude, I miss that gene. My fucking grandma will pay to trips to Vegas by going to Vegas, and like my grandpa just fucking chills and goes to the fucking thing, and then he just hangs out in the fucking like room, and he's just living his best little like sugar daddy life, like
that's
sugar
what's
mom.
up.
How do you when she's a sugar mama, sugar baby
It's
life.
frustrating too, though, because I don't gamble, but and when I do try, like I said, I'm losing my money. But I'll sit next to somebody, and like within minutes, they win. And I'm like, ah! And I'm
on
like,
the wrong fucking machine.
that's why they called me the golden child. It was never like a cocky, like, oh, I'm him. It was, I brought luck to everybody else that was around me. Like, they would always be blessed dealing with me. I'd be like, I would like benefits.
That's facts.
But 3 months,
Yeah.
you've already had 3 paid gigs.
3 paid gigs. I have
Quick feature.
I have 4 booked shows scheduled already, as is for April already.
And I ran into your ex-boss last night over at Dino's. The one that said he fired you.
Which
I
one?
forget his name. But
Which
the
one?
one that he was the manager of the wedding chapels and all that, and now he's no longer employed by them.
Well, okay, which one? Jose.
No, he was a white-looking guy, and he seemed very effeminate.
of them?
But
All of
and he was effeminate. I won't say he was gay, but yeah, his actions were effeminate.
JC Lopez?
Oh God, Fitzy was with me. I forget his name, but yeah, he was talking about how he was was unemployed and and he ran these. And Fitzy threw out this name. He was like, "No," and I go, "Do you know Christina Banks?" He's like, "Yes," and he's like perked up, and he goes, "It sucks because I had to fire her and I didn't want to, but da 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 da." And I was like, "Yeah, she's coming now." He was like, "I totally saw that for her." Like he was all happy.
Wait, he runs the...
Kind of a balding, like low haircut, like looking like that.
Well, hold on.
Or he's not cutting his hair in that fade on purpose, I don't think.
You know, now I'm even more confused because I thought I knew who you were talking about, but I don't think I know who you're talking. This is nuts. You know what's crazy is that, like, I haven't really been fired.
He was very happy for you too.
Of course he is. Everyone wants to suck my dick. Everyone calls me. They're like, "You're the total package with the package." Yeah, no, why? Because I dick slap everyone. Like, not mad. What's up? I don't even know who that is. Like,
you got mad balls. That's why our relationship is what it is. Like, we are very blunt with each other.
We're very blunt with each other. And that's what I appreciate about you. No, but honestly, it's just because, like, you know, everything I've ever been a part of was, like, always male dominant. So it's just my MO, right? And then so I kind of did, like, the fun thing about psychology and sociology is, like, once you learn, like, hey, everyone has a narrative. Everyone has, you know, like a goal or something, like something they're driven towards, then you find the motivation, right? And then you can just psychoanalyze them. And I was like, you know what? I psychoanalyzed myself, and I was like, why do I like comedy so much? Oh, because I like proving to myself that I can stick it. You know what I mean? Which is like crazy. It's just like this weird, like pat on the back, just like, good job, girl.
I like bringing relief and entertainment to people, and I guess what feeds my narcissism is them responding to it with the laughter. You know what I mean? Their approval that I'm on that right path. You know what I mean? That I am good at it. You know what I mean? Like, it's that give and take relationship. Like,
I like the way you phrase that.
Please?
I like the way you phrase that, though, because it sounds like a trophy that you get as, like, a reward. Like, for me, I just feel included, like, on the team. So I feel like, oh, cool, like, you know, break even.
It's
and
a
you're
validation.
Just like, I won. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
It's a validation.
That's
It's
really
like
cool.
the need to please and to entertain and hopefully lighten their day. And then that laughter is the validation, like, oh, yeah, I am good. You know what I mean? And walk away with that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I always like to see how other comics hype themselves up, but then also reap the benefits of. I find those two aspects extremely interesting.
Here's the frustrating thing about like comedy and the new comics. New comics always start out with a lot of confidence, which you should have. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do it without confidence.
Right. Yeah. You need a certain level of balls.
And
a little stupidity.
You do. Like, but confidence comes from, like, a knowing. It should. You know what I mean? Like, newbies come with, like, a false confidence that you need. And it almost borderlines into cockiness, which you do need as well in comedy. Like, I'm confident in life and a little insecure in some things. But when I go on stage, I'm not only confident, but I am a little bit cocky and arrogant.
Oh, I mean, have
have
you seen Kobe? Like, yeah. Like, how did Kobe get to Kobe, right? You think his coach just sat there and was like, good job, you're Kobe. No, he fucking pushed him, you know what I mean? You listen to your fucking coaches, you perform, but then you also need that swagger on the court, right?
Man, you gotta think you're him or you're her. Right? Like, I'm that motherfucker.
Big dick energy. Like, you can have a female that, you know, women like cocky dudes. You know what I mean?
People
at
like
the end of the
confident
day,
people.
They say confidence. You know what I mean? But you know, most people look at it as cockiness.
But there's a
another
difference.
Well, and I
may
come
look
off
at it
as
as a compliment.
intimidating because
So when you come in with that whole little energy, like, I got this.
Yeah.
I know what I'm going to say. I know my story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no, hey, it's going to be some people in
And
there
I've
that
had-
ain't going to like it. But if I couldn't connect with most of the audience,
And I've had to learn to don't let my confidence irritate your insecurity.
exactly.
yeah.
You know?
That's
Mr.
right.
Fitzy Fitzsimmons.
Shit, we're still doing it.
We're
Yeah.
still doing it.
Getting ready to wrap
Okay.
up. Kay, 3 months, already been paid as a feature. Very confident. Like, where do you see yourself going with it?
You know what's really fun is that I've deemed 2023 my. Have you guys? I know. Listen, you guys are all dudes, like who are a little bit older than me. Have you
hold
guys
on.
ever seen Frozen 2?
No.
Okay,
I've
that's
seen
exactly
Frozen
my
1.
point. But yeah, we have, right? So it's about Elsa, and she keeps hearing this call, and it's driving her insane. And then so she literally leaves her sister and like runs off into the woods to chase this call, right? Turns out it's her mom calling her back to her home, right? And then that's when she finds out that she's the sixth element, so not the fifth element, the sixth, right? And then so it's just like this whole thing of like how Elsa heard her own voice reflected off her mom in order to find herself, right? So when I deem myself the year of going into the unknown, that was like their big ballad of like into the unknown, and like that's exactly what I'm doing. It's just trusting the fall.
Yeah, I feel that some people like choose to do it, and I feel that some people are called to do it. Like I feel like I'm called to do it. You know what I mean? And I suffer for it as well. But you brought up a bonus question I want to ask you before.
Please.
What's it like for you being in a male-dominated field such as this?
How do I say this? I respect you guys, okay? Like, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm directly attacking you. I'm going to be very, very careful with my words
You
when
only
I
bark
say
when you
this.
get hit by a stick.
Yeah, no. Like, well, I need to. I want to be careful because I want to be respectful, but I also want to deliver a message in a way that's attainable, right?
Okay.
So that's my preface. When I say that I choose exactly who I surround myself with purpose, I mean that wholeheartedly. Because I see the soul as a soul, right? And I know that when I'm seen as my shell, which is really, really fucking annoying, right? So the people that I choose no longer see my shell, and they see the bro that I am. Because if you really think about it, I've cleaned up my language. I don't say just. I don't kneecap my sentences. I don't. Oh, hey, I just have a question. Oh, real quick. No, I cleaned up my verbiage. If you were to cast me as a fucking feature in a sitcom, you would be confused by my screen right because you're not sure if it's a male or a female character. I've been very, very careful about the way that I present myself, the way that I carry myself, and the swagger that I do have because it's all taught. Like, when I say that, like, I've been studying psychology in order to do this properly.
So are you saying you've arranged yourself that way, or it's become your natural?
Both. Because A, how do you survive in it, but also what makes you feel like home. What makes me feel like home is Oshatai, like, open mic, because I feel like those are all my best friends. I'm hanging out with them. We're getting stoned in my mom's garage.
Because let's be honest, comics, lot of them are some of the
where we
most
got our
fucked
start.
up degenerates.
But that's where we got our
Are
start.
you dealing with any type
We
of
were
bullshit?
all telling stories. We were all just high. We were all just giving each other attention. If you really think about it, comics are the most pure philosophers who are just creative.
A lot of them.
writers. That's it.
You have 3 types of comics. You have philosophers, you have jesters, and you have hybrids.
Yeah. And like I really just see the beauty of the storytelling, and I see the philosophy, and I see the glass window, and I think that's really cool. Because that's all it is. It's just putting a glass window in between you and your subject and going, that's fucking weird, right? It's really, that's what observational humor is. It's just going like, why do we cross the street?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, what I try to do with my observational humor, like, I'm trying to be poignant, and I'm not trying to sway you to think a certain way. I'm just trying to have you open your eyes to be able to see a different point of view, and like, to provoke some empathy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and then if that changes your way of thinking, God bless it. But Kay, where can they find you on the social medias?
So it's K Banks.
K-Thanks, K-Banks?
K-Thanks, K-Banks. So it's super fun because I've always been K-Banks. That's actually my name, right? So it's first initial, last name. We're not even going to get to the fucking middle of it, right? But it's super cool because I've always been kind of like the Cher. I've always been kind of like the one named like Ace, right? And then so it's crazy because even in college, I remember that's when Facebook was still brand new, right? I would go out to parties and I'd be like, yo, I'm K-Banks. Yeah, okay, tight, right? I'm from the Bay. Everyone has a nickname, right? And then they would literally go to Facebook and like, oh my God, I can't find this broad. I turned into a legend, bro. So then when I moved back home to the Bay, everyone's like, yo, K-Banks is back. Well, then I started doing hair. Now it's just K-Banks, K-Banks, K-Banks. So then when I started comedy, everyone's like, what's your stage name? I'm like, K-Banks. They're like, of fucking course it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I tried your government and they just fight. You're like, ah! And I was like, my bad.
Right. Because like just, I mean, it's not that I'm trying to hide Christina, but...
I thought you might have been for like work purposes or something. So I was like,
no, shit, like, but that's the teacher response. That's like proper, like, oh, Miss Christina Banks coming in for the fucking job interview. Like, no, but like, who I am is K Banks. You know?
It.
Yeah. So that's the ego. That's the fun.
Have you seen the TV show Hacks on HBO?
No, I'm kind of like an alien. I really don't watch a lot of TV or movies.
It's about a older female comic that had a residency. That has a residency here in Vegas. She's like towards her like.
Oh yes, with the writer.
You remind me so much of that character.
You know what? I actually have
like a younger version. Mm-hmm. Sean Fitzsimmons.
What's up, guys?
Are you on the show? A fan favorite?
Oh, thank you, man.
You have
Fitzy
and Friends on Friday night over at Backstage Bar and Billiards.
Ampersand.
And then you run Fitzy and Friends over at the Gold Mine Tavern on Sunday.
Yeah. So
for the time being.
Hendertuckians.
Former MMA fighter. Those of us in the podcast know all this. How long have you been doing comedy again?
5 years.
5 years?
Yeah. Producing shows for 2 years now, which is wild.
Producing shows for 2 years. You perform at Vicky Barbalack and so many different other comics all across the country.
Shore, John Caparillo. Dude, dope list of fucking comics, man.
And travel the world fighting. Crazy road story.
Crazy road. Well, dude, you've been there for a fucking lot of them. Can't really fucking talk about them because they're still admissible in most courts, man. So yeah, we'll shut the fuck up about most of them.
Under investigation.
I've told the story. Yeah, I've told a couple of those stories. The parts that we can fucking talk about here. Shit. What else we got, man? You know what? We blew a tire out. Me and Josh Ladower did the same fucking thing in LA. So,
you and your car in the suspension and them big ass rims.
Fucking A, man. Yeah, so.
You got a Lincoln kind of Matthew McConaughey over here.
We broke down to the ghetto this time.
Oh, shit.
Like, you better believe we fucking called AAA instead of, like, waiting for somebody from the Navajo Nation to help.
Yeah, we broke down in Four Corners in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Nowhere, man.
Damn.
Nowhere. Like right where the four states come together, which is nothing but Navajo Nation.
Yeah,
and, dude, no cell phone service, fucking dirt roads, desert, 110 degrees.
Appreciate you, my brother.
Light skin Jacob Simpson
Hey,
in the building.
Have you ever been to
Fucking
the
salsa, man.
Seven Grab on Center and Belsey?
Good to see you, dog.
I don't think so.
In Flint? Center and Belsey, the Seven Grab over there?
I don't fuck around in Flint that much. I'll tell you would go to Flint for church when I was a kid.
In the water.
Let's go to Titty Bar, man. Let's
Let's
go have a crazy road story right
Fitzy.
now for her fucking.
Where can they find you on the social medias?
Fitzy BJJ. Second J, so goddamn important, man. Fitzy
And then-
BJ has more followers, but we do something very different.
And then Sean Fitzsimmons on everything else. Thank you all for tuning in to the after party with DiazMackie and friends. Thank all the comics that came and dropped by. As we always say around this time, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent, one from another. Watch and pray. God bless you all. Amen.